Hello and welcome to another episode of the Classically Chloe Show. We talk about music and its effects on every aspect of our daily lives. I'm your host, Chloe Castillo, and today I have another fantastic guest for you. My friend Raymond, better known as Marine Rapper, is joining me today to talk about his new song with his friends Chris Darlington and King Bullethead, who are also going to be collaborating on a fantastic new song called Colorblind. So, Raymond, welcome to the show. Great to have you.
Thank you so much for having me, and it's good to see you again since last time.
Of course.
So
Great to have you
good
back on
news.
the show.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and we really got a special song for you and everybody else, who's listening around the world. So we're excited to talk about it.
Awesome. So tell me just about where the song came from. Where did the inspiration come from for the song?
So the inspiration from the song was born off of the fact that Chris Darlington was down there at Mar-a-Lago and he had a performance, and he initially made a song with another rapper, but that individual couldn't show up to Mar-a-Lago, but it happened to be King Bullethead that was actually there, and he was like, "Hey, I'm a rapper. I can do a verse for you." So he basically did a verse for Chris Darlington down there at Mar-a-Lago, and then after that point, after they got off the stage, they're like, "This is a good thing. We need to keep this going. We need to do something that's going to really, spark a change in the world, so to speak." And so Chris Darlington played around on the piano and started to get to writing and stuff like that. And he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna make a song called Colorblind, and it's gonna be Chris Darlington, King Bullethead." And King Bullethead was like, "Yo, I got the perfect guy for the third slot. How about the Marine Rapper? It's cool." And let's just talk about the elephant in the room. Chris Darlington is a white cop. King Bullethead is an Asian pastor, and I'm a black Marine. So he's like, this shows unity. It shows that the world's coming together, and it's breaking down all the stereotypes that somebody would throw out there to tell the America that we are not united. It's showing that we're united, that we can come together despite all our differences, that we actually have more in common than we think, and that we come from different walks of life, but we actually come from the same walk of life. So that then after that point, Colorblind, the song, was born. The idea of it, basically, we got the scratch track from Chris Darlington, and the idea, was also born by King Bullethead. But then we also got we went to Nashville. We did a live recording session with the instrumentation. And then after that, we recorded our vocals, got it mixed and mastered, got it uploaded. And then about a month later, literally, we just got back from Florida, down there at Mar-a-Lago in West Palm Beach, and we filmed a music video. So we got the music video out now. So the song's doing well, the music video is doing well, and we're just excited to just come together on one united front and tell everybody that we are more the same than we are different.
That's a beautiful message. So I want to play a little bit of the song here. I've got a little bit of it pulled up, just a short clip. And I think that something you mentioned there, I want to talk about some more, is that, we're very, I hate to say we're divided as a country. I don't want to, put any more into that energy that's going around the country now. But I think that we're being told, at least, we're very divided as a nation. I think that's actually very much so not true. I think most Americans are very together on most issues. I think a lot of Americans are very much so united in a lot of ways that people don't want to actually, especially the left doesn't want to give credit to the fact that we actually are very much so. There's a lot about Americans that unite us in a way, to kind of summarize that. And I think that music's one thing that can really, really, really unite. And so music can also be very divisive. And I think that's being used, ad nauseum on the other side of the aisle. And so I love that your song is just kind of pushing that aside and saying, you know what, we as Americans can be united. We are united. We don't have the differences that you're saying we do. I mean, we have differences, but we can all come together on the fact that we're all Americans, and that's really what matters here. And I think that's a beautiful message. So let's play that clip here of Colorblind.
This is for my sisters and my brothers overseas, but we ain't see color. Military green, fighting for each other. Heavenly Father, why can't we love each other like that? Cause we the same folk on the same globe. Different shades, but we all want the same though. All I ever wanted was some love and some payroll. Different colors, but better together like a rainbow. I done broke the chains like I'm Django. Too much love, you don't really gotta hate, bro. All of these blessings on me, need a raincoat. Thanks G.O.D., he the reason why I'm grateful. We all got roads, we all got
God's coast, chasing the same dreams, wishing the same stars, different ways, same destination. Build this land on every generation. The past won't define where we stand. It's the way you rise, the way you lend a hand. Nation in the guy with an open mind, and we'll see this world colorblind. Yeah, colorblind. Yeah. Melanin got a synonym in a dollar crease is a synonym, not a synonym for sure. They scream BLM when they say LM, civil war because of skin. Gotta keep it real, gotta repent. Now we all bleed red. Christ make us in the kin. Need the medicine, make the blind see, be the keratin. Need the vitamin God, vitamin, Holy Ghost and vitamin. Let him dream again. Cause I have a dream, MLK, but CIA made him KIA, but he not a race. Cause we're dreaming A, 10 toes down, devil crying A. Need the holy, gotta get us consecrated. It's like way, proof from the life. In Christ we never stray, it's a better day. Nation under God, Jesus lead the way. Christ steal a Trump train, mega back again. One love, colorblind. God's coast, chasing the same dreams, wishing the same stars, different ways, same destination.
I love this song. I think it's fantastic. I'm so excited that the world gets to hear the song now that it's out. So tell me more about, the writing process of this. You kind of said that it just came together. Chris and King Bullethead kind of, met each other, said, hey, we sound good together. Let's do something powerful and impactful. They brought you into it, which I think was a fantastic decision in my opinion. So tell me about the writing process. Who, did y'all all write the lyrics together? Was it done before you got on the project? How was that kind of done?
So Chris Darlington, he came up with the lyrics of the chorus and his verse, and that was setting the tone for everybody else. So he came up with that. He played around on the piano, and then he came up with the lyrics and sent us a demo and said, hey, this is what it's going to kind of sound like. We're going to go to Nashville and solidify it with some other musicians out there, but this is just a scratch track. I'm going to send it to your email. So it was sent to my email via King Bullethead. It was like, hey, are you down on this song? Because mind you, at this point, I had no idea about this song or it was going to happen. King Bullethead is the one who brought me into it and told me about Chris Darlington and said, hey, Chris Darlington is the one writing this song. He wants to bring us in. So we have empty slots here for our verses, but this is kind of like the vibe of what we're going with. So it was just basically bare bones minimum piano. How it goes with the piano. You play the music and then you kind of like sing over it, and that's like kind of like the demo, and then you do tweaks after that point. So that's what he did. He kind of just did like a demo for us, sent it to us. After he sent it to us, we did our thing and we recorded like little demos of our own, but that wasn't like the final. The recording process with me, when it comes to writing, I don't really write. What I do is I freestyle. Basically, it's an improv way of kind of like coming up with lyrics. It's just for you non-rap fans or listeners out there, when you say you freestyle, that means it comes straight off your head. So whatever you say, whatever you're feeling from your heart, comes straight from your mind to your mouth to the song. And that's how I do it. I always freestyle the song. I may go back and be like, oh, I kind of want to say it like this or say it like that, but for the most part, I don't really write it down on paper until like afterwards, just to have the lyrics down on paper. And other individuals, they can tell you how they wrote it, but how I wrote it was just off of my mind and just how I was feeling. And I wanted to talk about being colorblind from a military perspective, because when we're overseas, when we're on deployment, when we're at war, we didn't really care what you look like. We had black, white, Mexican, Asian, whoever it was, as a soldier, a troop, a Marine, a sailor, whatever it was. We had those individuals out there with us, and we didn't care what they looked like. It was just like, can you do your job? Can you shoot? Can you protect people? Can you do humanitarian things? And so when I approached the song, I said, hey, it's the Marine rapper, and they need to hear it from my perspective, and my perspective is a military perspective. So I need to talk about the color blindness from a military perspective, and that's what you heard. But you also heard the gospel aspect of it, because I always have that, and you know, because I really feel that I was saved by God to be able to come back to make music, because there was a lot of adversity and a lot of great individuals, good individuals, RIP to my fallen troops, who didn't make it back. And I feel like the reason why God spared me was to bring me back so I can continuously tell their stories. And that's what you have here, from my verse in Colorblind.
I love that message. That's really a beautiful thing, and I think that, you know, God's plans for all of us are all so different, and I'm very, very thankful that, you know, in somewhere in His plans for you, He actually, you know, made sure that you were writing this kind of music, made sure that the music you were creating was something that could unite people and unite Americans. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I kind of want to talk a little bit about, you know, you mentioned the uniting aspect of the song several times. Clearly, I think that's the main message here, is the unity aspect of this. Is we're all Americans, we're all, you know, God's children. So I think the music industry specifically has really divided people over the years. I think it's really been a large factor in the division that's been happening in America. And I feel like, you know, there's different genres of music, and you have, you know, you have your rap genre, you have country, you have hip hop, you have classical jazz, which is kind of, you know, on the down low right now, unfortunately. But still, you know, we have a lot of different genres out there, and I think that those genres really reflect certain cultures too. I mean, yes, sure, you can have, you know, someone in a rural area who loves, you know, rap music or whatever. It's not like it actually has to be in a certain, you know,
Mhm.
designation, you know, destination rather. But I think that really those kind of cultures, yeah, music really does cater to certain cultures though. And I think we've talked about this before, you know, where hip hop came from and how it was, you know, really a part of the Black community, and how it was, you know, it was supposed to be originally a very uplifting genre, and a genre that kind of brought, you know, the lower class Americans into just being Americans, and, you know, really raising themselves up in society, and, you know, doing great things as that community. And um, I think that kind of got lost though as soon as Hollywood got its fingers in the mix, you know, and said, you know, we're gonna continue to oppress this group of people. So I want to talk about the oppression and the division that I think Hollywood has caused, and how you think music can really bring us out of that place in America. So just give me your thoughts on that. What do you think about what do you think music's role is these days in actually bringing people together despite the differences? I will maybe go as far as saying that Hollywood has kind of tried to implement in our society.
Well, the first thing I would say is that, um, now, today, I would say when it comes to different cultures, um, because all the genres have kind of like blended, they have came together since they have came together, really. You will go to the hood, you will go to a trailer park, you will go to the city, you'll go to the country, and you could hear hip hop. It could be different subgenres. It could be the same genre. It could be a genre that has nothing to do with the culture that they're living. It's just kind of like the vibe and the feeling. Today, everybody talks about vibes and feelings and things like that. So, I don't think that genres really are exclusive to specific areas anymore. It used to be. It used to be when different genres popped up, but not anymore. You can go to the country and listen to a hardcore rap record, and you're like, "What is going on here?" You know, I've seen a whole bunch of different types of subgenres pop up, like country rap, and uh, there's black punk. You know what I mean? You'll hear black folks do rock music, stuff like that. So there's a lot of different things. So I just wanted to note that genres are kind of like blended these days when it comes to music. Now, when it comes to the Hollywood influence on those genres and all the culture and all the different communities, it exists. They keep putting this pressure on individuals, and to make them think that you have to think a certain way, you have to say certain things, you have to act a certain way, and if you don't, you can't get that deal. If you don't, you'll be shunned. If you don't, you won't get the push, the promotion that everybody else will get if you don't just fold and talk about these things that people want you to talk about. I just recently, the other day, because Kanye, you know, he went on a tirade about the whole the Nazi thing and all of that. Everybody's seen that. I don't want to go into that, but he was trying to sell a Nazi T-shirt, stuff like that. I do like some of his gospel records and stuff like that. So, far as the Nazi stuff, don't agree with that. But what I did what I did appreciate was the outcome of what happened. It exposed a lot of individuals and a lot of Hollywood individuals for who they are. For example, Leor Cohen, he wrote a long letter to Kanye talking about how he's hurting the Jewish community and Jewish people by selling a Nazi shirt and all of his Nazi rhetoric on X. No. Do I agree with any type of extermination or any anti-Semitism? No, not at all. However, I just have to note that Hollywood has a huge hypocrisy problem because they did not have an issue pushing the death and intoxication and selling of drugs to black people and selling of drugs to the inner city, because that was the popular thing to do in Hollywood. So Hollywood does have a toxic influence on a lot of the genres that pop up and the music industry. So even though I didn't like necessarily the Nazi shirt that came out of uh, the whole Kanye tirade, I did like the fact that the hypocrisy was exposed at the same time. Because I don't like hate on anybody. That's why we did the song, the whole colorblind thing, because we don't want to hate on nobody. We love all types of people, but it just went to show you immediately, real time, how much of a hypocrite, especially somebody like Lear Cohen, who has been making money, and he's quoted, he's on the Breakfast Club quoted, that he needs to feed his family. So he will promote and sell the music of artists who glorify drugs, violence, and killing of people, especially the people in the inner city, which happen to be the minorities. So when you ask me about the Hollywood influence on the music industry and culture, it is huge. It's disgusting, and I hate it. And that's why you see Chris Darlington, King Bullethead, and myself come together as one to change the whole narrative, to say we don't have to consume music like that. You don't have to listen to that. Your kids don't have to listen to that. We can listen to music that glorifies God. We can say Jesus. We can talk about gospel issues and things like that. You don't have to be this or that Hollywood's trying to push you. The little girls can actually cover themselves up and have some self-respect. We can do these things. We don't have to listen to whatever Hollywood says. We can listen to our parents, etc., etc. But it's just a disgusting thing that Hollywood is pushing on the youth, that Hollywood is
Yep.
using, and that Hollywood is using these political figures to shun other individuals if they don't feel or talk or make music about the same thing. And I just feel like it's disgusting, and I feel like Hollywood does have a grip on the youth, and we are here to counteract that with a song called Colorblind.
So well said, Raymond. I always love hearing you when you go on these little rants. I think it's like the best thing ever. You say so much good stuff like in this little amount of time. I just love to hear it. But I want to
Thank
say
you.
too, like when I was saying a minute ago about the genres, I don't mean necessarily that the genres are divisive in any way, by the way. I mean like Hollywood has taken so many genres and I guess in a way infiltrated it with their agenda, and it made their agenda the one uniting thing about the music itself, if that makes sense. Like they've said,
Oh
all
yeah,
these different
we
genres that
we agree. I
exist,
mean, what
they've
I'm talking about is you'd hear like a classical song with hip hop. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and that's interesting too. I feel like, that they've really mixed genres recently as well. I think which is a great thing, but I think it's interesting though that they've mixed it, and I guess some genres that made up like country, for example, may have been a little bit more free from the ideology, at least for maybe, I don't know, a few years longer than say hip hop or something like that. They've really mixed it all together and said, you know what, y'all are all the same but under our ideology. Your differences don't make you unique. Your differences make you something that's divisive, and now let's unite all these different groups with our ideology. I think that what your song is doing is you're saying it's not an ideological thing. It's a matter of we're all Americans. We're all children of God. That's what's important here. And no matter what your genre, no matter what your upbringing, no matter where you stand, if you're a cop, if you're a pastor, if you're a Marine, wherever you come, whatever your background is, we can all unite here. There's nothing that should be dividing us other than maybe some super small differences that don't actually make you any less than the other person standing next to you. We're all God's children. So I think it's a beautiful message, and it is infuriating, to see what Hollywood has done to the Black community, and to see what Hollywood has done, and the hypocrisy that you said. The hypocrisy is off the charts, I would say. I mean, that's one example. I wasn't even aware of that whole situation. I don't know how. Maybe I totally overlooked Twitter that day or whatever. But I think that it's incredible to see the hypocrisy going on. What they will let artists get away with, or maybe not even the artist, what they will push on the artist to promote rather, is disgusting in so many different ways, shapes, and forms these days. Like you said, little girls being exposed to the most pornographic imagery and what they think is acceptable and how they should be presenting themselves is beyond sad. And what young men today think is acceptable. They think, oh, I should be wearing a dress. I should be more effeminate. I should be, I should masculinity is toxic. All these kind of things the left really instills in the youth at such a young age is, I think, incredibly harmful to America and to American society. And so I think songs like yours that are just so straightforward and the messaging is so, unfortunately, I'd say the messaging is actually unique in today's day and age, and that's a sad thing. But I think it's
Yeah.
incredibly important that you actually are getting that message out and making sure it is heard loud and clear in America. So let's do a couple ads and get back with more from Raymond. I can't wait to hear more about your song. I want to hear a little bit about, what you hope to see happening in America as far as the music industry and as far as the divisiveness. Let's getting rid of the divisiveness in America through music and through art and through culture. Let's talk about that a little bit more after a couple ads. More from Raymond in just a minute.
Looking to give your wardrobe an upgrade? Well, look no further. Here at God Country & Kin, we've got you covered from head to toe, from shoulder to shoulder, and everything in between. Introducing our brand new Patriotic Collection, designed to display your patriotic spirit with a stylish look that's sure to turn heads. And the best part is, you don't have to break the bank to be your best you. Why wait? Visit us online or in-store today and elevate your style with God Country & Kin. God Country & Kin, where patriotism meets style. Shop now. Visit the Patriot TV store and look for the God Country Kin banner to find the perfect outfit, shirt, accessory, or maybe a great hat. You can totally see yourself rocking this hat. I know you can. And check out all the great stuff we've got to show your patriotism at patriot.tv.store. Click that link above that says store and join me there at the Patriot TV store.
Attention American business owners, big or small, your company deserves to be seen and Patriot TV is here to help. We're proud to support American-owned businesses by offering a free listing of your company on Patriot TV Store. That's right, no cost, just visibility to millions of loyal viewers who want to support American businesses like yours. Whether you run a small business or a nationwide company, this is your chance to reach a dedicated audience on Patriot TV Store on major smart TVs like Samsung, LG, Sony, TCL, Roku, also on Apple, Android, Amazon, Fire Stick, YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, Truth Social, X, and of course, the Patriot TV Store app and website. It's our way of giving back to the community and helping American businesses thrive. Let's work together to build a stronger America. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Get your free business listing today. Contact us at info@patriot.tv.
Think you need a new roof? Think again. Roofs aren't made like they used to be. They have significantly less asphalt in them than they did 20 years ago. That's causing roofs to wear out way before they should. Roof Max can extend the life of your roof for at least 5 and up to 15 years, guaranteed. 9 out of 10 roofs qualify. Restore your roof at a fraction of the cost for a new roof. Mention Patriot TV and get their $859 roof tune-up for free. Call 1-800-ROOF-MAX. Great to have you back on the show, Raymond. So let's talk a little bit about, what I just mentioned a minute ago. What do you want to see in America? What would you like to see happening in American culture as far as unity goes? What would you like to see happening, especially with music culture?
What I would really like to see in American culture and music culture and entertainment culture, because I feel like it's all intertwined at this point. I feel like you can't watch a commercial, play a video game, you can't turn on the radio, turn on YouTube without hearing the music and the visual intertwined, and that's how they kind of infiltrate the minds of our youth. But so what I would like to see is sometimes just cut off your phone, cut off your tablet, your laptop, go out and observe and watch and just experience. And if you do that and cut off the news here and there, you're going to notice that we have more in common than we don't. When I go to the grocery store, when I go out in the public, when I just, go to different places and venues and things like that, the America that I experience isn't the America that, for example, the extremist left may want to push on somebody. It's always been a pleasant experience when I have just absorbed and listened and shut my mouth. I know I'm doing the opposite right now, but I have to talk because this is a show. But if I'm quiet and I listen and I experience I know for a fact that I have a better gauge of what American life is opposed to just listening to the news or listening to what somebody told me. So since I know that works, I'm encouraging other individuals. You don't even have to take my word for it. Encourage other individuals to go out and experience, to listen, to just be a part of something, to participate. A lot of individuals are being spectators and they're not participating. Go out and participate and just try to love each other and go out with an optimistic mind. And once you do, you will truly be able to realize that we have more love for each other than the media is trying to tell us.
I think that's very very well said. And beyond that, I think that something that maybe we can strive for as conservatives, as musicians, as entertainers, is to capture more of that real essence that's actually reflected in American society, in our entertainment, in our music, and in our media, and be less focused on the divisiveness of the news and of the whatever the latest hoopla is that's going on that's trying to divide us as Americans. Let's focus on what brings us together and really try to emulate that in our art and in our culture and in our entertainment world at large. So, Raymond, thank you so much for joining me today. Where can people find you, and where can they find the song? Where can they listen to Colorblind?
Yeah. Yeah, first of all, I just want to say thank you so much. And I totally agree with what you're saying. We just need to be the change that we want to be inside the world. We absolutely need to do that. We need to stop focus on being on defense so much. We need to be on offense. And if we're on offense, we will be able to create beautiful art that's going to stand the test of time and actually last, instead of just trying to reply to a message that's negative and disgusting from the left, like how you're talking about. But everybody can find me everywhere at The Marine Rapper. I keep it simple, at The Marine Rapper. Everywhere you can find me. And Colorblind is everywhere where music is sold, on iTunes, Amazon, all of that. And if you don't have that, you can also stream it on Spotify. But if you really want this song to hit the top of the charts, all you guys have to do is buy the song off of iTunes and Amazon. It's important because Spotify doesn't do it for us. If you really want conservative music to go to the top of the charts, you have to buy it off of iTunes and off of Amazon. You can't stream it. We appreciate the streams, but you have to buy it. And once you buy it and we hit the top of the charts, it sends a message to that disgusting side of Hollywood that we're talking about, that the people want to listen to this type of music and not whatever nonsense they're putting out there. So I thank you, and I thank everybody for watching.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Raymond. Great to see you, and I'm so happy to hear your music, so happy to see it, doing well and performing well in our society. It's exciting to see. I hope absolutely the best for you three in your music career. I think that you're really propelling forward, and I think that y'all are making an immense change in American culture. So great to have you, Raymond. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching this episode. Please subscribe to the Classically Chloe Show on Rumble, YouTube, and Spotify. To stay updated on the latest episodes, please also subscribe to me at classically_Chloe on Instagram and all other platforms as well. See you next week. God bless.